Learning English is something that never stops. There are things that you could be doing each day to improve your English. Today, let's talk about 5 things that you can do every day to improve your English. Do you want to know what they are? If so, then let's get into it. Okay, and so the first thing that we're going to be talking about today is follow an English podcast. And you may be asking, why an English podcast and not a TV show or movie? And today, the reason I'm suggesting that you follow a podcast is because I want you to focus on your listening. With a TV show or movie, you might be helped out by the visuals along with that audio, but by just listening to a podcast in English, you're really going to have to focus in on that listening, which is much better when it comes to improving your English. There are a variety of podcasts to choose from, so there should be something for everyone. Also, if you can find a podcast that you're able to look at the transcript, you can always go back later, see what you missed, or pick up on some words that you might not have been able to catch when you were just listening. You can go back after listening and practice your pronunciation against the people that you heard on the podcast. So see if you can find a podcast that you can find some time to listen to. Find out those different accents, different type of pronunciations, different backgrounds, and really pay attention to that podcast for English improvement. 10 to 15 minutes is enough. You just want to try to listen to English and start getting that listening down. Okay, and so the next thing that you can do is talk to a native speaker every day, and this is going to be a great way to improve your English. Language classes or language exchange are 2 of your options. A language exchange is free, and then of course you will have the chance to speak in English and your native language as well. So I actually had a language exchange when I first got to Japan, and what I would do is after we did our exchange, I would end up eating dinner with my exchange partner's family, which is another way for me to try out my Japanese, so it helped me get better a lot faster. Also, it was a good way to talk to my language partner and help him get better in English as well. And it was also a great way to use everyday Japanese, so if you are able to do this, it'll be a good way for you to also be able to speak everyday English with a real partner. Of course, if you are able to have an English teacher, this can be good as well, because then you'll be able to focus on the parts of English that you're not necessarily good at, and you can have somebody give you targeted instruction on how to improve. Also, if you were able to do that English exchange that we talked about before, what you can do is maybe some of the things that you go over with your exchange partner, you can also bring those up with an English teacher as well, and they can give you some points and some tips on how to be better. The most important thing here is being able to talk to an actual person is one of the best ways that you're going to be able to improve your English. So if one of these are the options, try these out. Another thing that you can try out is perhaps set a daily word goal. So for example, today I'm going to learn X amount of words, and then make that as your goal and really work at it. At least you would like to learn a few new words a day that you'll be able to incorporate into your English going forward. Maybe you can find things around your house that you're not sure how to say in English, or when you're out and about, but what you can do is find somewhere that you can maybe write these down, keep them in your phone, write them on a notebook. Anything is okay, but just kind of write them down, and then when you get home, that's when you're going to be able to maybe go over it, research it, and see if you can find the meaning, pronunciation, and how you would be able to use that English in your everyday. I have been using the Google Keep app lately, and what I'll do is anything that I have, I can write them down on my phone if I'm out, or I can write them down on my computer when I'm at home, and then I'll be able to go back and forth and check depending on where I am, home or away, just by opening up that Google app. So write the things that you come across down, and then go back and research it at the end of the day. So find out, what does it mean? How do you pronounce it? And how you'd be able to use it in a sentence, or how you'd be able to use that when you're in your everyday English conversations. This will train your brain to start thinking about things in English. And after a while, it will just become second nature for you to start thinking to yourself, how do I say this in English. Another thing that you can do is write a daily journal. By writing a daily journal, it will be a good way for you to use those new words that you have learned. So if you have a notebook or something to write on, what you can do is take those words from before and at the end of the day, see if you can use those new words that you have been learning for today, and then maybe go ahead and write down a few simple sentences describing your day using those words. And this doesn't have to be something that's very long or complicated, but you do want to get yourself into the habit of using those new words and also using those new words in sentences that you will actually use. And this is going to be a good way for those new words to stick with you. You will also be able to go back to that journal and check out those words, check out the sentences that you wrote the next morning. See what you did before you head out for the next day. Kind of go back in there and take a quick review of what you did. Keep those things in your head and on your mind. And doing this along with those new words is going to be a good way for you to get some new words when you are ready to start speaking to somebody that you can use that next day. So this is going to be a good way to improve your writing, your reading, your vocabulary, and also the pronunciation if you look that up as well. Another thing that you can think about is perform daily translations. Perform translations of subjects that you have a real interest in. And I know you may want to get away from translating everything into English, but translating subjects that you are interested in into English is also a key part of improving your English. It's important for us to see the differences in how things are used and said in different languages, and translation is going to be one of these things that will really help you get there. This will help you in the future when you are ready to stop translating in your head and start thinking in English. You will already have a good understanding of your native language and then the differences of how you would use that same language in English. Okay guys, I hope this video helps you improve your English. If you got some good benefit out of it, please hit the like button down below and share this video with someone that you think it will help. Also, if you are interested in more English conversation tips, please check out this video here. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. See you.